If you ask most new traders what success looks like, they'd probably describe a lifestyle, a big bank account, a fast car, never worrying about money again. And I understand that picture, I really do. But after years of coaching traders through this journey, I can tell you with complete certainty that is not what success actually looks like. Success actually looks different than you think. And today, in this final video of this series, I want to show you what it actually looks like, because once you see it clearly, you will realize you might already be closer to it than you think. Welcome. I'm Ron Cole, financial coach, trading coach, and life coach. And this channel is built for the new and beginning trader who wants to build real financial freedom the right way. This video wraps up our financial money machine series. So today we're bringing it all together. Let's get into it. The first topic I want to talk to you about today is success is not what you've been sold. Everything social media has told you about trading success is wrong. Well, I mean, not everything, but here's what success actually looks like. Let's start by talking about what success is not. Success is not a scoreboard. Success is not a screenshot of a huge green day. Success is not a Lamborghini rented for an afternoon to film a video. Never having a losing trade is not doubling your account in a month. Those things might happen to someone, but they are not success. They are highlights. And highlights are the least reliable measure of a person's actual life. Here's what I've learned after years of doing this. The traders who are truly successful rarely look impressive from the outside. They don't post their winnings constantly. They don't chase attention. They just quietly show up, follow their plan, manage their risk, and go home. And then guess what? They do it again the next day and the next day and the day after that. If you've been measuring your success against a highlight reel, I want to give you permission today to let that go. Because chasing a highlight will always cost you more than it gives you. Stop measuring your success against someone else's highlight reel. Real success is quieter than that. The next topic that I want to talk to you about today is the 4 pillars of real success. Here are 4 things that actually define success as a trader. And none of them are about how much money you've made. So if success isn't the highlight reel, what is it? Let me give you 4 pillars. Pillar number 1, consistency, consistency, consistency over time. Success is not one great trade. It is showing up with the same discipline on your very best day and on your very worst day. It's following your plan in March the same way you followed your plan in January. The consistency, quiet, unglamorous, repeated, is the real foundation of every successful trader I have ever known. Pillar number 2 is emotional mastery. Success is being able to take a loss and not let it define you. Not letting it define your next decisions either. It's feeling the fear and greed and regret and choosing your plan anyway. We've talked about this throughout the series about need-based trading, about impatience, about regret. Mastering those emotions, that is success. Pillar number 3, a life built on a solid foundation. Success is having your savings funded, your emergency cushion in place, your investments automated and diversified, your bills covered, regardless of how well you do in the market for that week. Because trading from a place of financial stability is trading from strength, not from need. Pillar number 4, becoming someone worth becoming. This is the one most people miss. Success is who you become. Through this process, more patience, more discipline, more self-aware, more generous. Trading is personal development disguised as financial profession, and the person you become through this journey is worth more than any account balance you will ever reach. Consistency, emotional mastery, a stable foundation, becoming someone worth becoming, that is true success. Consistency, emotional mastery, a stable foundation, becoming someone worth becoming, that's the real scoreboard. The next subject I want to talk to you about is you might already be successful and not know it. If you've been building the right habits, then you realize, and here's how to tell. Here's something I want you to really sit with. Take a deep breath and sit with this for a moment. You might already be successful and you're not realize it. If you have journaled your trades, even when you didn't feel like it, have a bad day, good day, doesn't matter. That's true success. If you have passed on a trade idea because it didn't meet your plan, even though every part of you wanted to take that trade, it was really screaming, take this trade, and you didn't do it, that's success. If you have started building your $1,000 cushion and putting it into a money market account so it generates interest for you, even if it's only at $200 right now, that's success because you have put in a plan and you're executing it. If you have caught yourself in a moment of need-based trading and stopped yourself, that's success. Give yourself some credit. You have to really breathe in and take into yourself this experience. If you have taken a loss and instead of spiraling out of control, you reviewed the trade, you learned from the trade, and then you moved on. That is true success. We spend so much time looking for success in our account balances, things that we miss, what's happening, but really what we should be looking at is what's happening in our character, one decision at a time. Success is not a destination per se, where you can say, oh, I have arrived, but it is a direction. It is an aiming to a place. And when you're already walking in that direction, you are doing the things we've talked about throughout this series, then success isn't just a destination anymore. It becomes that direction. It becomes like an aiming. You're aiming for a place, and you're not going to always meet the mark, but you're going to always be aiming at the right direction. And if you're doing the work, honestly doing the work, you might already be more successful than you're actually realizing and giving yourself credit for. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you about is success is freedom, not just wealth. Wealth and freedom are not the same thing. And here's the difference. when you think about wealth and you think about freedom, the changes are here. And here's the important distinction. Before we close this series, wealth and freedom are where we want to land this plane. You can have a large account and still feel trapped by it. Checking your phone constantly, afraid to step away, measuring your worth by numbers in your bank account or your trading account every single day. This is not true wealth and freedom. That is wealth without freedom. But I have also seen traders with modest accounts who have built real financial structure, real emotional discipline, and real peace. And they are truly free. You can tell it in their faces. They are free to be present with their families. They are free from anxiety about the next trade. Free to give generously to whatever charity they want to give to, because their foundation is solid. The financial foundation they created for themselves is solid. They are free to make decisions from strength and not from desperation. They are so free and happy and content in their lives. That freedom is the entire point of trading and business and all the things that we do. Everything we have talked about in this series, the income waterfall, the discipline, the patience, the financial foundation, the emotional mastery, none of it was ever really about getting rich. It was about getting free. Free for what exactly? Free from need. Free from fear. Free from chains that keep so many people trapped in a financial situation that they never chose. I mean, think about that. That is what success actually looks like. Not a bigger number in a bank account, a freer life. This was never about getting rich. It was about getting free. And I want people to be free to do what exactly? I want people to be free to live in their purpose, in their full vision for their lives. The next thing I want to talk to you about is the trader you've been becoming. So if you've been on this journey with me throughout this series, this one is specifically for you. And I want to close with this by talking directly to the person you are becoming. If you have been with me through this whole journey, we have gone over why discipline creates freedom, the real cost of impatience, why most traders fail before they ever place a trade. The market doesn't care about what you need. Trading is personal development disguised as financial profession. Why most people quit right before the breakthrough. The difference between gambling and trading. And the most expensive emotion in trading. If you have applied even a fraction of what is covered, you are not the same trader who started the series. You think differently about money. You think differently about discipline. You think differently about yourself. And that transformation is success. Not because the market has been kind to you, not because every trade has worked out in your favor, but because you chose to become someone who builds instead of gambles, who plans instead of hopes, who stays instead of quitting right before the breakthrough. That trader, that person is worth everything it took to become the disciplined trader. So stay disciplined, stay purposeful, and keep forging your own path. You already know how. You are not the same person who started this journey. that transformation is success. Now, the last thing I want you to do is our financial action step. We always end the financial action step for the week. And this week's financial action plan is I want you to write down your own definition of success. Not what social media has told you about success, but your definition. Not what someone else's account balance suggests is success, but yours. What does financial freedom actually look like for you? And for your life specifically. What does it feel like to trade from strength and not from need? Like, feel that. Be honest with yourself. Give yourself some time with these questions. Don't just answer them and move on, but really embrace the questions. What kind of person do you want to become through this process? Write it down, because a goal without a definition is actually just a wish. And as we close out this series together, let's revisit the foundations one more time. If you don't have your $1,000 sitting in a money market account generating interest for you every single month and year, that is where you want to start. And for your long-term investing, remember, the framework is this: 25% large, 25% mid, 25% small, and 25% international mutual funds. You can go through Vanguard, Fidelity, Charles Schwab. Any of your major banks and brokerage firms should have these funds available to you. And automate, and diversify this portfolio so that you're not dependent on any one single economy to maintain your wealth. This is the approach that I have personally used in my own trading account and in my portfolio, and I learned it through the Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University, and it has served me very well. And as always, I am not a licensed financial advisor. Everything I have shared with you throughout this entire series is financial education based on my own personal experience. This is not financial advice, and I am not giving you financial advice ever on my site. Please consult with a licensed financial advisor before making any major financial decisions. Your journey is personal. Build a plan that is personal for you. So, if you have watched this entire series, I thank you so much. Genuinely. You didn't have to spend time with me this entire 10 series, and the fact that you did tells me something about who you are becoming. If this series helped you, share it with someone who is just getting started. Their own trading journey will help them, guide them, and give them the information so they don't make mistakes. You might actually give them exactly what they need to build their trading journey, their trading foundation the right way from the beginning. And as always, hit the subscribe button below, because it helps with the algorithm so people can find me to get this wisdom and this knowledge out there. And I just want to let you know, this is not the end. This is just the close of this series. And the beginning of the next chapter is just around the corner for the next set of videos. So, I create new videos every single week on wisdom and trading and money and purposeful living. And drop a comment below. Tell me, out of this entire series, which video meant the most to you, and let me know how you feel about the content. I like reading every single comment because it gives me inspiration and motivation to continue to build these and create these videos. And I am so proud of the trader and the person that you are becoming. And until next time, stay disciplined, stay purposeful, and keep forging your own path. I'm Ron Culp, and I'll see you in the next one.